everyone, it's Nina. Thanks so much for joining me for a new tutorial. I'm very excited to be bringing you some inspiration using a brand new to Simon brand called KatzelKraft. KatzelKraft is a French company and has amazing rubber stamped images. They are beautiful. I'm going to be using the Le Chien and the Le Chat stamps. Now, pardon my French. I do not speak French, so I am trying to hit that one on a whim. But basically, these are the cats and the dogs stamp sets. Now, one thing to keep in mind with these particular stamp sets is that these are unmounted rubber stamps. So, I'm going to be using some mounting material to go ahead and attach these rubber stamps down onto these cling surfaces so that way I can use them inside my MISTI tool. Now, if you don't have the mounting material, you could also take some fun foam and just put a couple layers of that behind the rubber stamp, and that will also work too as a mounting. You'll of course need some adhesive to attach everything together, but it's an alternative if you don't have this mounting material. So I'm going to go ahead and trace the rubber stamp that I've gone ahead and fussy cut out, and then I cut out the mounting material and I'm just going to simply glue the two together. This was the easiest way I found for mounting my rubber stamps, and it also helped keep my scissors from getting too gummed up. I do make sure to clean the stamps after using the mounting material because it can be sticky, but that was my method for adhering all of the stamps from each of these two sets onto the mounting material. Alright, so I've got all my stamps mounted onto the mounting material and I'm going to start stamping. So I've chosen many of the images from both sets because I loved them all so much I couldn't pick which image to use. So I'm going to make some slimline cards and do some border stamping to create a really fun scene for each of these two cards. So I started with the cats and I did 4 cats along the bottom of a slimline panel, and then I'm going to do 5 dogs for the other slimline card. I'm using Simon Says Stamp Intense Black ink to stamp these down onto Nina White cardstock. There are some fun images also with the cats and dogs. There's a bone in the dog set. I'm going to use that bone and stick it on the head of one of the dogs. I thought this dog looking up would be really cute to have this bone on his head. So now we're going to start coloring, and I'm not going to focus too heavily on the coloring, but I did want to show you I colored all of the images with Copic markers. I'm using a variety of browns and grays for most of the dogs, and the same thing with the cats. I of course brought in some accent colors for things like their noses, the collars, the bow on the bone, and for the dogs I didn't color them in any particular way. I just did some fun colors that I thought would look nice for the dogs. But when it comes to the cats, I did of course color them to look like my 4 cats. And so you'll see as I'm coloring them here, I've got a black cat on the right, and that's Maddie. I have this particular cat here, which is a calico, that's Allie. And then the 2 on the left, those are my little butterscotch cats, and that's Thomas and Oscar. So I've colored these in, very simple coloring, very fun, and we're ready to move on to the backgrounds. I am not going to mask these cats and dogs off though. I'm going to just carefully go around them with my blending tool. I didn't want the backgrounds to get all the way down around every area of the cat. I wanted it more as a glow above them. Same with the dogs. So I'm using my blending brushes and Distress Oxide inks in 4 colors: Festive Berries, Wild Honey, Twisted Citron, and Peacock Feathers. And I'm simply blending a light background, then coming back in with those same colors and going back over them with a stencil, in this case the I Like Big Dots stencil, and this is creating a tone-on-tone texture. I did this for both cards, and you can see how it creates just enough interest in the background, some bright colors, and it really pulls the whole scene together. For sentiments, I chose some bigger greetings that are from 2 different sets, the Greetings Mix 2 and the All the Thanks stamp sets. These are both from Simon Says Stamp. I stamped both greetings in black Soot Distress Oxide ink, and I'm going to stamp them twice so I get a really nice dark impression. This sits up nicely on top of the oxide blending in the background. We're going to finish things up with just a simple bit of embellishment, which is some sparkling clear sequins. You could have skipped this. The cards look amazing without the sequins, but I love a little bit of sparkle, so I had to throw a few of these in. And that's going to complete my slimline cards. The last thing I did was stick these onto slimline card bases made from white cardstock, and my very colorful border stamped cards are complete. I love being able to use a Slimline card for a design like this because with a stamp set where you have a bunch of images like these cats and dogs, it gives you the space to be able to use many images on one card. Whereas if you had made this card with a smaller card base like an A2 card, you wouldn't have been able to use all of these images quite like this. So I'm really excited with how these cards turned out, and I'm excited that I got to use these new stamps from KatzelKraft. Now, Simon Says Stamp has all sorts of other stamps from KatzelKraft, which you can check out. I have links to that in the video description and over on the blog. I hope you will give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for additional inspiration. I will be back soon with more to share, but until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!